Hey guys, it's your boy. We're back with more Malfijred content and something I have for you guys today in this video that might help you a lot if you are specifically a PvE player. Also, you focus on Alliance Battle Extreme and Legend score and you want to push your scores. This thing or trick, whatever it is, I'm gonna tell you it could increase your score weekly by at least 1.5 to 2 million, and if you just follow through. So anyways, we know that we can just basically use a bunch of strikers. I think Thor is striker for Luna Snow. So if you guys didn't know, Thor already has been one of the best striker for ABX and ABL for a very, very long time, but that has been changed, I would say. So let me just take Thor out here. Maybe I can. Anyways, I can just show you with any other character. So if you go for tier 4 striker, Black Widow and Thor both give Magneto only 70% of the tier 4 buff because they are different instinct. Black Widow is justice, Thor is order, and Magneto is basically destruction. If you get a destruction tier 4 like Thanos, you get a basic full 90% attack and the damage output from the tier 4. Even though you're getting less with the Black Widow striker, which uses the third skill, and the Thor striker, which goes with the fourth skill, it still makes a big difference. Thor at the moment actually has a brilliant CDP of rage, so really good. And brilliant to mighty, I think, is the only difference is that 1% accumulation. Mighty, you get 0.9. You have 4-star artifact. Black Widow has a mighty rage and a 4-star artifact. So absolutely, if Black Widow had a brilliant race, that would basically even out the play field. It will be a much better comparison. But this is still much better and fine. The only difference, as I said, from Rage, Mighty Rage, or Brilliant Rage, I feel that Rage to Mighty Rage on a tier 4 striker should be exactly the same because you get the 0.9% accumulation of that rage proc, right? That's basically how it is. Although from mighty rage to a brilliant, when you moved up, you basically get the base value of the accumulation that you get is at least 1%. So that is the only difference from mighty to brilliant. That's why brilliant is better even as a tier 4 striker. So first run I have is for Thor striker, and obviously I just showed you the build is basically really good. It's a brilliant rage, 4-star artifact, same instinct and all, and the Odin's blessing also I forgot to show you, but it's a pretty good build. So this I'm still even on my own account I'm still using a Thor mighty rage at the moment because I do not actually have Widow. There's one catch though with what I'm gonna show you right now is that this again is Magneto. Magneto, I totally agree that is not the best character to test stuff out with because he is just so much RNG when you run. You could basically run like 20-30 times and not get a particular score, and then you go run it basically, say, 5 times, 6 times, or maybe even 1 time sometimes, and you get the score. So he's kind of RNG in terms of score, but also it does not affect the fact that it's much easier to achieve a particular score mark with Black Widow compared to Thor, and you will see in this video what I exactly mean by that. So you're not exactly you don't actually have to worry about the play style or anything about these strikers because they are basically doing their job. They strike whenever you push the tier 4 skill, they do the skill whichever is their used skill in that. Like for Thor it's gonna be the fourth skill, for Widow it's gonna be that third skill. It just is very simple. But even after that, something is very, very important, and the build. The build is very important for the strikers because whatever striker you use, the damage that they deal is the main factor these days. When the tier 4 was introduced, first of all, like with the Iron Man, we used to use Wanda, remember? And she was actually the best striker, even though Moon Knight actually gave him better buffs because of being, say, Justice, or any other character. Even after that, when we moved up, Black Widow began, like, she of course got the first ever speed tier 4. She became the first ever tier 4 to get the speed in the category. So we never knew that this was coming. And the reason we never knew was basically nobody tried. And Thor, when he got the tier 4, he was all over the place. One of the best, probably the best for World Boss Legend at that time. So super uses, really easy to use. Best striker for Alliance Battle Legend, Alliance Battle Extreme. Everywhere he was. So we never actually got the chance to test Black Widow out. But when we did, we found that it's actually much bigger of a difference that you might think. So anyways, this run can be improved. Say 17.7 with Thor Striker. Now let's move on to the Black Widow Striker, which has a mighty rage compared to Thor's brilliant rage. Okay, so if Black Widow can beat Thor with this mighty rage, that can absolutely confirm that Black Widow is a much better striker compared to Thor. And this, trust me, works for every single character. This is Magneto. We are literally getting half the buffs of what we should have been getting because of the tier 4. Also, one more thing, you can only do this comparison and stuff. Of course, I also have Thor on mine. So this will only work if you have Black Widow at tier 4. Do not try tier 3 Black Widow, in my opinion. If you have a tier 3 Black Widow and if you have a tier 3 Thor as well, then still maybe you can try that if you have them, because you don't have to worry about, you know, spending materials for tier 4 in them. But I would say it's only gonna work out if you have both the characters, like I would say around the same build, I should say, you know. If you have like tier 4 Thor, then you should compare to tier 4 Widow and vice versa. That's how it should be. And like around some of the markers, as you would see here, it's Magneto. I'll show you the end score with this run, then I'm gonna show you a screenshot of what I got before. Okay, so we know Magneto with a max build, it's really hard sometimes, but Magneto with a max build can score 18 million in Alliance Battle Extreme. We know that Magneto caps, right? But it's very hard. I've seen very few players capping with Thor compared to I've seen players capping with Widow. Widow just makes it a bit easier for you if you, unless I think Meshi, my friend, actually has a stacked up Thor. He has like a brilliant, of course, and then he has, I believe, the 6-star perfect instinct, critical rate, plus 20 artifact on that guy, which literally alone gives you like 1400, I believe, instinct, and that does help out, you know. So even if you do not have, or if you have the same instinct on the artifact, it does help on the character's gameplay. Striker wise, it might not matter that much unless you have, say, a perfect 6-star with amazing build. You know, that's what I want to say. If you have, say, limited resources, mighty rage or something like that, even like normal rages, I would say go with Black Widow, because that's actually much better. You know, it's a much better investment compared to Thor. Although Thor is not bad, he's still amazing. We're just talking about the striker. And Thor, by the way, is still the best for Alliance Battle Legend as well. ABL, Black Widow does not even come closer to Thor in that game mode. So there are limits to where you can use Black Widow. She's only for this. Maybe if she gets a uniform in the future, she might come back to the speed meta or something, but we'll see. But as you can see, we have gone past the Thor score. With a mighty Black Widow, I know it's not by a lot, but if you see the screenshot, I have scored 17.9. I can also score 18 million with Black Widow. Thor, it's very hard, and you have to have an amazing Thor build, specifically maybe the artifact and insane, you know, build. So Black Widow with the mighty can beat Thor. That honestly is a big thing, because if you say, I would say not even a mighty, because enrage does not even activate when using striker skill. So I think a normal rage should be the same as the mighty rage. So if you put a normal rage Black Widow, it's better than a brilliant rage Thor. How about that? And that is a big one, because it's a mighty. Say if we get 18 million, you know, with Black Widow, we're getting about 17.7 with Thor, around that. That's still about a 300k increase on a mighty. If we compare, if we say Black Widow also had a brilliant, that would be easily 400 to 500k extra increase. So over your Thor scores, whatever you're getting, if you have about the same build on Black Widow, even with a normal rage, if you're running, say, a mighty rage Thor, you're gonna get about 400 to 500k score every single day. And that's just for Magneto. Characters like Luna, they're gonna have basically the full max buffs from the tier 4s because of being the justice, just like Black Widow. And Black Widow is the best tier 4 striker for every single character in the game right now. Alliance Battle Extreme only, but easily 400k, 500k increase. You will get a 1.5 to 2 million increase, maybe more at the end of the week. So I would say if you have extra materials, definitely go for it. I'm gonna tier 4 Black Widow on my account as well. And this is pretty big because even if meta changes in the end, later on with updates, strikers will remain and they will always help you. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the comparison. I hope this video was helpful and hopefully you will get some extra scores in your ABX. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.